This is a review of the Diamondback Bike Computer 19 function. In the box you get a set of instructions, which you'll need a magnifying glass to read. You get a handlebar mat, six cable ties for mounting the equipment, a sensor which is mounted to the front wheel fork, a magnet for mounting to one of the front wheel spokes, and the actual bike computer which clips into the handlebar mount. Installing the computer is fairly easy. The main points to watch are that when installing the handlebar bracket, make sure the locking stem is facing towards the rear of the bike. The sensor is on the front of the front fork and within 600 millimeters of the computer. Also, the gap between the sensor and the magnet should be less than 5 millimeters. Setting up the computer is the hardest part of installation due to the cryptic instructions and the small print. To set it up, remove the battery insulator. You'll need to take the battery out to use this. You can use a screwdriver or a key to remove the battery. Then pull the insulator out and put the cap, back on. The computer is now in setup mode. The first setting is whether kilometers per hour or miles per hour. To change the setting, press the mode button. In Australia we use kilometers per hour, so I'll set it to kilometers per hour by pressing the set button. The next setting is the distance the bike moves in millimeters during one rotation of the tyres. According to the instructions, because my tyre is 26 by 1.95, it should be set to 2099 millimeters. But I found this gives an inaccuracy of 6%. To get a correct reading, I have to set it to 1, 9, 9, 0. The next setting is the total distance the bike has travelled. My bike has travelled 2,200 kilometres. I'll set it to 2,200. The next setting is the interval between servicing the bike. I'll use 200. The next setting is your weight, which is in kilograms, which is used for calculating the number of calories consumed when riding the bike. I weigh 65 kilograms, so I'll just leave it at 65 kilograms. The next setting is, if you own a car, is the CO2 in grams per kilometre. I'll just leave it at 160. The next setting is the clock. Next setting is the backlight display on level 1. Comes on at certain times when you press the mode key. On level 2, the backlight never comes on. I'll use level 1 and set the time that it comes on at 6 p.m. and the time that it turns on off at 7 a.m. in the morning. Between these times, every time I press one of the buttons, the backlight will come on. The computer is now set up. When the computer is off, the clock is displayed. To turn the computer on, press any of the buttons. Pressing the mode button cycles between the modes. This is the stopwatch function. Pressing the set key starts the stopwatch. Pressing the set key again stops the stopwatch. To reset the stopwatch, long press the set key. Pressing the mode key again displays the trip distance. Pressing the set button displays the total distance the bike has travelled. Pressing the mode key again displays the duration of the trip. Pressing the mode button again displays the average speed. Pressing the set button displays the maximum speed. Pressing the mode key displays the rate of calories consumed per 10 seconds. Pressing the set button displays the total calories consumed during the trip. Pressing the mode key displays the temperature. Pressing the set button displays the maximum temperature during the trip. Just pressing the set key again displays the minimum temperature during the trip. Pressing the set button again takes you back to the current temperature. Long pressing the set button changes to Fahrenheit mode, and long pressing the set button again changes to centigrade mode. Pressing the mode button displays the CO2 kilograms that would have been used if you'd used a car. Pressing the mode button takes you to the clock function. If you press the set button while in the clock function mode, This will take you to the auto scan mode, where it alternates between time, average speed and distance of trip. Pressing the set button again displays the clock. While in clock mode, if you long press the set button, it will take you to the clock settings where you can change the time. Pressing the set button takes you to the next function. Pressing the set button again. Pressing the set button takes you to the display lamp mode. Pressing the set button takes you back to the clock. When in trip distance mode, long pressing the set button will reset the trip. This also resets the calories, the temperature and the CO2 kilograms. In total distance mode, if you long press the set button, this will take you to a setting screen where you can reset whether you use kilometers or miles. You can also set the parameters used for calculating the speed, and you can set the total distance the bike has travelled. You can also set the distance for maintenance. The spanner icon to the left indicates that the bike is due for maintenance. You can reset this by long pressing the set button while in total distance mode, and then pressing the set button several times until you're in the maintenance setting. Change the maintenance setting to whatever you want to set them to, and then press the set button. The computer is in auto scan mode at the moment. In the top left of the screen, the down arrow indicates the speed is less than the average speed. The up arrow indicates the speed is greater than the average speed. The circling arrow circles every time the wheel rotates. In the top right indicates the current speed. I am very impressed with this bike computer. It only cost $20 at Big W. When I first got it, it used to miss rotations and therefore record inaccurate and speed, but after a week and the spokes surrounding the magnet were magnetised, this no longer occurs and the readings are very accurate. The only thing I don't like about the computer is the backlight.